Y'all, if Jay-Z might assume that Beyoncé's family would rally behind him during all this chaos, he's in for a rude awakening. Word on the streets is that the Knowles family isn't here for his nonsense, and in fact, it seems like Beyoncé's mom, Tina Knowles, is ready to take things to the next level. Word on the street is that Mama Tina could be gearing up to spill the tea on Jay-Z, and if that happens, it might land him in some serious legal trouble. Ever since news broke about Jay-Z getting sued, Mama Tina hasn't held back. She's been throwing major shade his way, dropping hints that he might actually be guilty of the accusations against him. But here's the real question. Why is Tina so determined to see Jay-Z behind bars? Could this all tie back to the whispers about Jay-Z trying to control Beyoncé? There are reports that Mama Tina has hired a divorce lawyer to help Beyoncé get out of this BS. So let's break down this chaotic tea. For anyone out of the loop, the lawsuit accusing Jay-Z of SA is tied to the same allegations that claim Diddy to a 13-year-old at an after-party for the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Now let's be real, wild things have always gone down at celebrity parties, especially those infamous after-parties where the drinks are flowing and, well, other substances are in the mix. You get the vibe. Even so, hearing about SA happening in those settings should still leave us stunned. But honestly, after everything we've learned about Diddy and his chaotic anything-goes parties, it's hard to say we're completely surprised anymore. This lawsuit originally popped up in October of this year, but here's the twist. Jay-Z's name didn't make the cut at first. He was only described as a male celebrity, and even though there are rumors that he has been allegedly involved in some shady things, nobody really expected him to be involved in that kind of situation. The original lawsuit said, Jane Doe was 13 years old on September 7, 2000 when she tried to attend the MTV Video Music Awards. She could not get into the awards show without a ticket, and therefore approached several limousine drivers after the event to see if she could attend an after-party. One of the drivers allegedly worked for Combs and drove the plaintiff to a party where she signed a non-disclosure agreement and accepted a drink. They went on to say that, after just one drink, the plaintiff alleged that she began to feel woozy and lightheaded and made her way to an empty bedroom to lie down. Soon after, Combs allegedly entered the room with a male and female celebrity. She then alleges that she was SA'd by the male celebrity as the female celebrity watched, before allegedly being SA'd by Combs as both celebrities watched. So, here's the thing. The victim was allegedly SA at the hands of Jay-Z first, while a female celebrity, rumored to be J-Lo, stood by and watched. Then, as if that wasn't horrifying enough, the victim was reportedly SA'd again, this time by Diddy. If you're curious why folks are pointing fingers at J-Lo as the female celebrity involved, it's all about the receipts. She was with Diddy that night, and some newly resurfaced photos show the two caught up in what looks like a messy argument on the very night of the alleged incident. The timing has everyone raising eyebrows, connecting the dots, and wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes. According to reports, J-Lo and Diddy arrived at the venue with her sister Linda, manager Benny Medina, record executive Damon Dash, as well as several girls and various members of their entourage who made their way to the club's VIP area. Inside, Diddy could be seen pouring glasses of pricey champagne and dancing with guests. The artist appeared eager to celebrate after J-Lo, who was 31 at the time, had secured the award for Best Dance Video for her hit song, Waiting for Tonight, according to the eyewitness. The report said that, for reasons that are unclear, tensions escalated, leading to a dramatic confrontation in the middle of the festivities. Lopez, who is standing on an elevated platform above the rest of the crowd, can be seen scowling at her then-boyfriend, who is below her pouring champagne for other party guests. The two eventually get into an angry exchange, with J-Lo's sister seen standing nearby and attempting to lighten the mood by dancing. Meanwhile, observers had watched in disbelief as the couple's argument unfolded. After a couple of hours filled with arguments, Diddy decided it was time to leave the party. He took Lopez and their entourage, including the girls, and exited together, the source said. It is unknown what the argument was about. It's a hot mess, but let's go back to Jay-Z's alleged role in this. Just a few days ago, the victim, who is choosing to stay anonymous, and her lawyer, Tony Busby, decided to shake things up by officially updating her lawsuit to name Jay-Z as the other male celebrity involved. According to the updated lawsuit, defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns SAing the Many others were present at the after-party, but did nothing to stop the SA. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes that he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. The lawsuit also said, defendant Sean Carter is a male who, on information and belief, maintains residences in both New York and Los Angeles. defendant Carter is more commonly known by his industry name of Jay-Z. Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. It continued, upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiff's lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter. We all assumed Jay-Z would stick to his usual playbook, ignoring the drama and letting his legal team handle the mess. After all, that's pretty much his and Beyonce's signature move when it comes to scandals. But this time, he flipped the script. Just minutes after the updated lawsuit went public, Jay-Z came out swinging with a statement of his own, clearly ready to defend himself. The statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt, called a demand letter, from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations, and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one, Ethel. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case." He also threw shade at Tony Busby, saying, "This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your kind many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims, and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit." He concluded, "My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit. You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the project of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am." Calling himself a young man at the ripe old age of 55 is an interesting choice, but we're not going to focus on that because that's not the point here. Calling this a scandal might be an understatement, but at least Jay-Z could lean on his family for support, right? Well, not so much. Word on the street is that Beyonce's family, especially her mom, Tina Knowles, is absolutely livid with him. Apparently, Mama Tina is furious over how this mess is not only humiliating Beyonce, but also stealing the spotlight from Blue Ivy's big moment. Blue just made her film debut as the voice of Kiara in the new Lion King, but instead of everyone celebrating her achievement, all eyes are on her dad's drama. Talk about bad timing. Things took a turn for the dramatic when Mama Tina got caught liking a post about Jay-Z being sued. And girl, when I say it was messy, I mean it. Fans wasted no time speculating that Mama Tina might be low-key thrilled about Jay-Z finally being taken down. Now, if you're wondering why she might feel this way, it ties back to those long-standing rumors about Jay-Z being controlling with Beyonce. Over the years, there have been multiple accusations that he allegedly kept her up, with her former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, being the first to blow the whistle. So, Mama Tina's shady has everyone reading between the lines and wondering just how deep her feelings about Jay-Z really go.
See, hardly nobody knows, but I'll say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
Hold on to your hats, because things are getting wild. The bodyguard, bless his chatty soul, just dropped a bombshell, pointing a finger squarely at Jay-Z. He spilled the tea, claiming that Jay-Z allegedly got Beyonce hooked on in the first place. Now, before you think this is impossible, remember that Jay-Z isn't exactly shy about his past as a dealer, so the idea that he might use to pull some puppet strings on Beyonce, it doesn't sound too far-fetched, especially considering his history. Now let's set the record straight. I'm not out here claiming Beyonce's strung out, but let's be real. Hollywood's got a bit of a reputation when it comes to a lot of our favorite celebs have dabbled in the scene at least once. You've heard those wild tales about A-listers throwing legendary parties, right? Well, these are practically like the party favors at these parties, as we've learned from the reports of Diddy's freak-offs. There's also the fact that Beyonce got with Jay-Z when she was very young. They first met when Beyoncé was only a teenager, and Jay-Z was a fully grown man in his 30s. In an early interview, Beyoncé spoke about their relationship saying, "I was 18 when we first met, 19 when we first started dating. There was no rush. No one expected me to run off and get married." They started dating when Beyoncé was 19 and he was 31. And this large age difference has had fans concerned that Beyoncé could have been groomed by Jay-Z. Then there's also the fact that Jay-Z was Beyoncé's first real relationship. She has opened up about how she didn't have the typical childhood or teenage years because she was super focused on her career. She said, "My teenage years were about the grind. I grew up hearing this particular scripture from James 2:17. Faith without work is dead. Vision and intention weren't enough. I had to put in the work. I committed to always being a student and always being open to growth. My energy went into Destiny's Child and the dream of us getting a record deal and becoming musicians. If something wasn't helping me reach my goal, I decided to invest no time in it. I didn't feel like I had time to kiki or hang out. I sacrificed a lot of things and ran from any possible distraction." Not only was Beyoncé 12 years younger, but she was also relatively inexperienced when it came to relationships, which just adds another layer of sketchiness to the situation. Now, people are starting to wonder if she might be feeling trapped in the marriage as she gets older and gains more experience. According to insiders, Beyoncé not only feels trapped, but actually is trapped, with Jay-Z controlling her every move and never allowing her to live life on her own terms. It's raising all sorts of questions about whether she's really happy and if this dynamic could be affecting her in ways that we're not seeing. That might be crazy, but what's even crazier is the fact that Jay-Z himself has admitted to treating Beyoncé badly on purpose. And we're not even talking about the fact that he cheated on her. In his song 444, he said, "I said, don't embarrass me instead of be mine. That was my proposal for us to go steady. I seen the innocence leave your eyes. I still mourn its death, and I apologize to all the women whom I toyed with your emotions, cause I was emotionless. And because I fall short of what I say I'm all about, your eyes leave with the soul that your body once housed." Over the years, there have been concerns about Beyoncé looking or high at events, with people saying, "I'm still having conflicted feelings about Beyoncé look. She looks like if Tim Burton was to direct Peter Pan, like a drugged up Tinkerbell, and Beyoncé looks in her video with Jay-Z." Now, The Bodyguard is not the only person who has made bold claims about, because Jaguar Wright also had something to say about that. Jaguar claimed that Jay-Z is a monster obsessed with keeping Beyoncé under his control, to the point where he allegedly keeps her up. According to her, this manipulation is part of a broader pattern of behavior where Jay-Z tries to maintain dominance over Beyoncé's life and career.
He's a monster. And I've known he's a monster for years. I waited a long time to see if he would grow a conscience. And the more he pumps down his wife's throat to keep her in a character.
No, girl.
Jaguar Wright then drew a comparison between Beyoncé's situation and Britney Spears, urging fans to start a Free Beyoncé campaign, claiming that Beyoncé is a prisoner in her marriage.
Hear this right now. Y'all talking about Free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say Free Beyoncé.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
If Beyonce is in prison, she's in one of the most expensive prisons ever.
Yes, she is. And she's watched 24 hours a day. She's not allowed to make a choice for herself, not at all, not in any way. People think she has an amazing life. She is told what to say, she is told what to eat, she is told what to drink, she is told what to wear.
By whom?
She is not her husband's wife, she is his employee. It's a business arrangement. She was a dowry.
If this is true, it could explain why Beyoncé's family might be quietly celebrating in the background. They see this as a potential opportunity for her to finally break free. However, just when things seemed like they were getting interesting, Mama Tina came forward to deny it all, claiming she had been hacked. She said, "I was hacked. As you all know, I do not play about my family, so if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that it is not me. Please stop playing with me." That statement only made things worse because it was clear as day that she was not being truthful about what happened. Fans didn't buy her denial for a minute, and honestly, it would have been better if she just said nothing. The whole "I was hacked" excuse is so old and played out. It seems like every celebrity claims to have been hacked whenever something goes wrong, and she really should have kept that statement in the drafts. According to reports, not only did she like the picture on purpose, but she has also been working on an exit strategy for Beyoncé for months. I don't know if you guys remember this, but a couple of months ago, there were rumors that Beyoncé was making plans to leave the marriage. Blogger Storm Monroe was the first to break this news, claiming that Jay-Z and Beyoncé have actually been living apart for months. However, they were playing the perfect couple in the public eye, trying to keep their separation on the down low.
After the powers that be, the PTB, the industry, whatever you want to call them, once they're done with Diddy, right? And this is going to be going on for some time, but once, I guess you can say, the public humiliation, basically after the major documentaries come out, right? After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be exposed, right?
The timing of this is interesting because, from what we know, Jay-Z and his legal team received notice of the SA lawsuit months in advance. So even though the public is just now finding out about it, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and their teams have known about it for months, which explains the divorce rumors. Well, allegedly, Mama Tina is now pushing for Beyonce to move forward with the divorce because the timing is just perfect now. Not only will it make her look good in the public eye, but she'll also escape his control, so it's a win-win situation for her. There is a master game of chess being played here, but I want to know how you guys feel about this, so drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.